No one talks about the courage it takes to go into work when you're the most hated Black woman throughout the entire company. Hey, it's Miss T. Thanks for tuning in for today's story time, and I hope you find a lesson in this. Now, the company that I worked at, obviously for discretionary reasons, I will not disclose it. Majority of all the workers are Hispanic, okay? As far as other ethnicities, specifically African American, I was one of 4 African Americans that were employed by this company. And again, being the most hated Black woman, well, I was the only Black woman. And I should have suspected this, but when I accepted the position, I went into it with a positive attitude, just having the mindset that I wasn't going to let anyone or anyone's attitude distract me or knock me off my square. Keep in mind, I'm one of the most hardworking people at work or at the job that I'm at, and having a positive attitude. Clearly, I'm also beautiful. And that made me a moving target. The position that I worked was quality control, quality assurance, and food manufacturing. If you don't know what that is, that's pretty much like the USDA and the FDA. I'm enforcing the rules and regulations. And obviously, it's for great reason. The courage that it took going into work, it took a lot. As far as people that works in my department was predominantly all women. I never received any type of negativity or weird energy or vibes from my colleagues in my department. For the most part, we've always laughed, kiki, even shared personal experiences, personal life experiences. We've shed tears. We did that. But it wasn't quite like that with the other women in the other departments, okay? It was very hard being an attractive young Black woman. I'm in the crossfire because you have men who are obviously infatuated by me and clearly are going out their way to make my job easier. And an example of that would be not lifting anything heavy or anything that I need done. I could simply ask them and they would drop everything and get it done. Well, the women saw that and didn't like it. Now, a lot of them played the role of not understanding English when I know that they did. It was just really bad. It was twice as many women working in that department. They were mean on top of that. I approach everyone for the most part with a smile, especially at work. Look, I'm all good here. I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes. I'm here to do my job and leave, just like you. That wasn't reciprocated. I would ask for help. A lot of the times they would just look at me sideways, roll their eyes, talk mess behind my back. Even one of the supervisors, a woman, wouldn't even speak to me, wouldn't look my way, nothing. There were times that I took the initiative to say, "Good morning, how are you doing?" And she would just look at me and not say anything and walk away. The courage it takes, it can be intimidating, right? But the lesson that I hope that you learn in this story time, especially being a minority, the best thing you can do is continue to kill them with kindness. Because knowing that you are a decent person and people go out their way to be spiteful towards you, oh, what a feeling to know that karma is going to hit them like a ton of bricks. Because you will never be rewarded for having a nice, nasty attitude. I understand a lot of us women compare ourselves to the next woman as far as looks and stature and things of that nature, but I'm here to tell you that everything that glitters is not gold. Those women looked at me as if I had no problem when I knew what I was battling behind closed doors, crying, praying to God, fasting, things of that nature. They didn't know the grit that I had to have just to be able to maneuver through life. They judged me based off of looks. And if you are that type of person where you are easily frazzled, your spirit is restless because of how a woman looks or not understanding her or why she like this, nothing good comes from that. And so I just want to encourage, especially us women, we do not have to be friends. I understand we all go through life We all are living life for the first time as well. But you go so much further just by being kind to people. Now, you don't have to necessarily be nice. That leads into people pleasing. But just being kind goes a long way, because even someone like myself, there were days I would go into work and naturally just having a positive attitude, but deep down inside, I wanted to break down and cry because I didn't know how the next bill was going to get paid, or whatever the case may be. Thinking about maybe like just sipping through past traumas. You just may never know. So, the courage that it takes to go into a place where you are most hated is not for the weak. But I'm here to tell you, the way that you get through it is to continue to be kind. Yes, the world is cruel and wicked and people are awful, but do not let the world harden you, because it's not worth it. I hope you enjoyed the story time. Don't forget to subscribe. Comment down below what you took from the story time, and I'll see you next time.